comes up.
Then again, some of these picks coming out from Bren Esports don't do anything really by the time that they don't hit the level 4. But you know what? Just looking at it, Akai is one of those tanks that are good against invade lineups.
Ooh.
At least.
Is that your read, Butters?
At
Is that your
least.
read?
At least.
That was actually what I was thinking when we get into towards this game.
All right, well then, game number 5 is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. Burmese Ghouls versus Bren Esports. Let's get it.
Contra, talk to me more about this invade. What were some of your thoughts about how, defending the invade was going to look like?
Okay, speaking of that invade, right? You just look at the entirety of the lineup. It is about setting up for that blazing duet, and of course, a little bit of an invade coming in from the side of Lusty. Oh boy.
I mean, this is what you expect when you see a Jawhead, right, Butters?
True.
But you know what? Few here getting jumped by D, and Few
Wait, don't actually die here.
doesn't
Wait.
have the flicker, and that is the opening. That is the opening of a Lunox. If you don't have level 4, then that only means that you are going to be a main target here for Kid.
What is okay? I mean, all right, that's going to be fine, but I think that you definitely should have really considered just sticking to the wave and abusing the fact that you can just be healing off the wave and you don't necessarily have to participate just yet. But now Few once again getting punished here by Kid.
This is looking really bad. He just entered the lane and one more Abyssal Arrow. Oh, just misses by a couple of centimeters right there. But, talking about this RV scenario here, of course, still having Bren Esports here going for those buffs is going to be causing a little tension here. Lusty gets bursted. As you can see, Kit is now 2-1-0 with Abyssal Arrow, really sniping him down.
Kid is so good at keeping Bren Esports at bay. He got 2 kills from Bren Esports already, and it doesn't seem like he's gonna stop soon.
Now remember what the payoff is right now, because Yishin Chin's level 4 and Ace is still at level 3. They bought a ton of time at the cost of 2 kills, unfortunately, to say the least. But let's see whether they can convert this into something important. Like Kid, he is going to need to make sure that he lands those Abyssal Arrows. He's got 2 kills under his belt and Mystery Shop. If he ain't getting items and he ain't landing those Abyssal Arrows, he's just as good as dead.
Okay, first Lord, first turn to the fight. Kid goes down.
And it's going to be the engagement coming in from the side of Bren Esports. Great perfect pick as they connect that Abyssal Arrow, but they jump the gun. And this is where Bren Esports says, okay, we are coming right back at you with another 2 kills.
Just a bit of disrespect coming out from the side of Burmese Ghouls, but Bren, really good preemptive play, setting up their trenches early on.
They learned this as well from the side of Burmese Ghouls, like using that brush. That is a trademark. That is a move that comes from Burmese Ghouls. We've seen that in Game 3 and Game 4. Game 5, Bren Esports utilizing that Jawhead to do the same play.
Yeah, and now Burmese Ghouls is getting invaded once again. Kid tries to look for that to catch, but here comes a little bit of defense coming in from Maybe. Tries to make sure that he's always in the front, soaking all the damages. And Diamond Force already popped up. Not enough to survive out of this 2v1 down bot.
Wait, what is going on? Why is Kid still level 3? Maybe just hit level 4. The Kid, looks like Kid just needs to get a little bit off of the Lethal Wanderer. It should be level 4. Yep, hits level 4 now. Maybe trying to make the play. Here comes. Oh no, he is just caught down right off.
Oh, he's alive!
He's alive! No way! This time, no way! The quicksand guard kept him alive! And now D, he's trying to finish him up, but he's by time. Rebo! He makes it out! No way! No way!
Insane! Can we get a replay on that? He just outplayed Burmese Ghouls, and what a finisher!
That was a good plan coming up from Burmese Ghouls. Now, they poured everything onto that pickoff, but I guess it wasn't really the best target.
It has to be an executional misplay, right? They literally were on top of him. Once again, the Whirlwind is going to get on towards you, buddy. Kid gets ejected backwards, and that's going to be the end of Selena almost instantaneously. Bren, can you feel their blood pumping? I can feel the momentum coming out of these boys.
I just feel that having a break gives this players new perspective on this.
Yeah, gotta thank those 8 It's coffees out there, they've been getting themselves a little bit boosted up with that. And speaking of which, it's going to be the turtle taken by Bren Esports again. Going for a dive. They have managed to catch out maybe. And this is going to be the ejector on towards Kid. How far can you run, Kid? Make your way out because they're coming for you. Now Ace forcing out a flicker. Calamity Reaper being brought by Ruby DD. But Bren Esports, they are just storming their way freely.
Now, Burmese Ghouls, they're having a bit of a problem in terms of execution. Baby is playing a good game, to be honest.
Yep.
He has put all the Hurricane Dance in on his belt, and it trapped a lot of people already. A lot of heroes on the side of Bren Esports. But the thing is, Bren Esports has been more responsive and more reactive to what Burmese Schools does.
I mean, those executional misplays could be a problem here as D is trying to lock down Rebo once more. Maybe he's walking up close, but again, here comes the Raging Sandstorm. He gets hit by the Missile Arrow. Kid should be able to secure this one. No way they're going to let him live again. Not going to make the second mistake again as Ruby DD coming in with the Zaman Force. Going to be pushing on forward, and the Yi Shin taking away and invading that purple buff here. But on top side, once again, it's going to be Flapteezy who's going to be locked down. And D, no! He actually gets him able to proc the passive and few. He's going to be on the run, but Lusty, even though he's there on the fight, it's a 2v3 situation, doesn't want to take it.
Okay, so for Bren Esports, yes, you have the lead, but you cannot go for those risky plays. You need to mind your position. As Burmese Ghouls, they have a lot of disposition. Maybe with the Hurricane Dance, if he catches you overextending, that is going to be a divided fight for your team.
Yeah, you can definitely see that Burmese Ghouls, although they are taken by the Khalid that has been causing them quite a lot of upset over the top side, they have managed to turn things around. And speaking of which, ejector on towards D. He's running for his life, but this is definitely going to be a goner for the side of Burmese Ghouls to try to rescue him in that sort of sense. So they have to give him up. Now, 4 versus 5 on this turtle, I think they also have to give even more back towards Bren Esports.
Credits to Lusty, he's doing an amazing job with these catches. However, he is collecting those kills when honestly it should be going to some other person. Hopefully that doesn't bite them in the butt later on into the game, but for now it's like, yay, okay, you've got the Athena shield, I don't mind tanking a couple of Abyssal Arrows.
Yeah. Kid is throwing those arrows, he's hitting those arrows, but the problem is Lusty is just always in his...
Oh! Punish!
Like that?
Again!
And
Unstoppable Force as well! The Zaman Force is going to be popped out of the Blazing Duet coming in from Ace, but Ace is kind of big here. He can't finish them off. Now Ruby DD is going to be the onslaught to try and push them down. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. It's a 2-for-2 trade. It's looking real good. Can they get another one? Flapteezy jumps off the wall to try and pull through it. D, he catches him off. Ace still with the orange buff. This is going to be huge. Oh my goodness. What a great fight coming in from both of these teams. But Bren still coming up on top.
Yeah, you can definitely see that he was actually controlling the tempo right there, but let's have a look at the items, Butters. I'm pretty sure that now some of these players are pretty huge in this match.
Okay, Karltizi will go for the Endless Battle. He's just setting it up. But while for Ace, he has the Demon Hunter sword, and that is going to go to a Golden Staff. That's pretty standard. But one of the players that you really have to look out for is Ruby DD. He has the Calamity Reaper, the Feather of Heaven, and that is going to be bad for Bren Esports if they do not take account of this hero. They need to look. They need to be aware of their surroundings. They need to choose their fights. Don't fight on narrow spaces if they want to win this. But for Burmese Schools, if you want to win, place your fights there.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've been looking at all these sort of picks, right? Just look at Lusty. He's actually going in towards a full armor build as well as getting tanky as it goes. But he's managing that 5 kills every single time that he goes in for the effort. Just going for the Unstoppable Force, trying to catch either Kid or at times maybe because he's the first target that you see most of the time, right? So making sure that you don't have Hurricane Dance when you need it the most is going to be very vital.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Hurricane Dance is a huge spell, but the Mountain Chakra coming out from Bren Esports' side, really smart stuff, especially when they're taking Turtle. Burmese Ghouls, they want to go in, but only when it's inconspicuous. Maybe he jumps on in with a 1000-pounder and now forces out Lusty into that corner with the Hurricane Dance, forcing out the fight. Ruby Kid is going down. Ace already coming in with a Blazing Duet. It's not going to be enough. He does get the Golden Staff, but the rest of the team, Bren is on the run. Can they turn this around? He turns in and tries to go. Kid gets on top of him. The Diamond Force have been working out perfectly well, and they catch them out again. Kid, this wonder kid landing every important Abyssal Arrow yet.
What did we tell them about not going in towards the jungle invade, but Rainbow now going for the catch as well. He's trying to pick up Ruby DD. This is gonna look pretty bad because Bren Esports loses another one, leaving only Kyle TZ behind.
Oh,
Bren Esports, they're making these risky decisions that they shouldn't be even taking. They have the lead as of now, and after that, I think Burmese Ghouls, they know that they can fight at this point on 50 seconds on the timer on that Lord, and that is going to be the first major fight here that Burmese Ghouls is gonna take.
And I mean, the picks have been going really well. Let's look at the items one more time to get a better idea, because I did see Kaltizi actually getting the Endless Battle as well as the Blade of Despair all of a sudden, 2 in a row, and yeah, he is going to have a ton of damage already hitting level 15 on top of that.
You know what? Ace has his own items as well, and in terms of damage output, he has an AoE.
Uh-oh.
There we
Lusty,
go. And he's going to mount the shotgun being used and expanded. Immediately reply with the Hurricane Dance as well, pinning him down towards the wall. Here comes Activity, trying to actually pop out that Electo into play. But my goodness, there's a split push coming off from the side of D. As Burmese Ghouls, they're tearing out some of all these members to different parts of the map. But Ribble, now in the middle of it all, it's going to be Abyssal Arrow trying to connect towards the side of Bren Esports. Baptiste, he does get a lot of damage out towards the side of Ace, but Ace walks away alive. But still, D is on the back. They might just actually look for pigs. But we're going in for a little bit of room to just dissect this big fight that just erupted.
Oh my goodness, these fights have been absolutely ridiculous here, but right now the major issue that I'm seeing now, especially since the 8th minute, sorry, no, pull it back one more minute, the 7th minute of the game here, is the fact that Benedetta isn't exactly clearing her waves before she joins that fight, resulting in a lot of well, not even missed opportunities, just a lot of gold for free going over to the side of the Burmese Ghouls. Like, Yuzong getting a huge push on that top side shouldn't be happening.
And this is where Bren Esports, I think, is having tunnel vision. Like, they just want to win the fights, and they know that they can. But still, if it's going to be an even, it's going to be an even trade. Like, let's say 2 for 2.
Leo?
Then someone just, you know, gets a push onto the bottom lane. That's going to the side of Burmese Ghouls.
Totally fair, but Leo, what are some of your thoughts on this while we're in this in-game pause?
This reminds me of Game 4. Remember Game 4? It was all Bren in the early game. And then as soon as the Marksman, Ace, and Ruby DD came online, it's over. It's over. Like, this is what it's turning about, and so far, it's frustrating to see Bren just fall for these traps. Again, like, oh, here's one. No. We got you. And then Burmese Ghouls turn around. And again, the accuracy of D on this Selena is just ridiculous.
Oh, you mean Kid, actually.
Kid, sorry, Kid,
Yeah.
Kid. Well, yeah, Selena on Kid, Kid on Selena. It is what it is.
It honestly really is nasty. And Aaron, I want to get your thought on this because, again, the chase, just the fact that Burmese Ghouls, when they get that first initial pick, they really know how to chase you down.
Yeah, and immediately that's where the Akai responds, and will all of them just topple all these sort of members all the way in towards that dive. And look at all these sort of these scenarios that has came by. Like, the Yuzong also roams freely. Like, it's something that honestly Burmese Ghouls definitely knows they're not going to be focusing on towards these Yuzong anyways, and he gets that free reign up top, now opening up the map. So someone has to deal with this situation when they go in towards fights, because this sort of split push can happen again.
That's how bad it is for Bren Esports right now. Is because D is having the time of his life up top, and the mere fact that out there is maybe this Akai, it just splits open the map and again gives D all the space to just wreak havoc in one single lane. Gideon, has this changed your mind? Do you like the Akai now? Are you a believer?
I'm not 100% believer on it. Butters, what do you think?
I think it's actually effective against this side of Bren Esports.
It stops you from making those important plays, like your positioning. You gotta keep it in check. But Bren Esports, they've been falling for these traps, and that is why I think Akai is working.
I don't personally. I don't think Akai is working at 100%. I would give it it's working at 70% efficiency here.
Hey, 70% is better than less than 50.
Agreed. However, my biggest concern for the side of Bren Esports is mainly Flapteezy because he knows he's supposed to be this big damage dealer for the team, and he feels like I gotta be in this fight, but he's gotta believe that Carl Teasy is able to pull this out because at the end of the day, Flapteezy's job is to make sure they don't lose side objectives when these fights occur. He clears faster than the Yuzong. He rotates faster than the Yuzong every single time.
True enough, but speaking of buying time here, it's going to be maybe it being that sort of the non-value target that is always bugging the back lines or the front lines of the side of Bren Esports, and really buying time for this Lord, and it will be Burmese Ghost that gets it in the way. Flicker being popped there from the side of Lusty. Ace goes in for the place, they do it. They get that ping on towards the Giant, but look at maybe, he does lose a lot of health, but Flapteezy coming in to cut right through. Ruby DD tries to turn this one around. Flapteezy has to make a way to Ash right out, but the rest of Bren Esports, they're slowly being wiped away.
Oh my goodness, Burmese Ghouls. They're so good with these reinitiations. The counter engage, they go for a fake back, then Bren Esport chases. Burmese Ghouls just surprises them by pushing forward as well.
I mean, Bren, they are getting hot-headed here. They are really tunnel visioning all these situations. The moment the Lord is gone, yes, you can force, but again, I have to admit, even I would have fallen for something like that. But again, discipline is going to be key because the Burmese Ghouls managed to outplay so many of them. Flapteezy ended up getting solo killed by Ruby DD, even though he did have the execute. Something you don't usually see.
Yeah, and just look at how huge Ace is at right now. But over the top side, there's also another situation going on. They're trying to force their way through as Ripple is already clearing out the wave. Over on the mid side, you can definitely see Flapteezy keeping an eye out as well. Oh, great damage onto Kid, but Missile Arrow does not land. Now, they do find a way to actually open up the bottom side, and the side lane's pretty much exposed.
Oh boy, it's going to be a game of scaling here. Ruby DD is able to get another inhibitor turret on top of everything else. And Ace, he comes in with a battle mirror image. He's also got the orange buff, so he does a bit of damage, bringing Flapteezy down to 50% of his HP.
Okay, maybe. This is something that Akai does as well, Gideon. Like, you can't really position yourself near the brushes just because there could be a hurricane dance that's about to hit you. And he does have the flicker as well. It's not the same as your Akai Petrify. He can position himself well with this.
And also now that he's purchased that immortality, having 2 lives into play, and this can go on for so much longer. Mountain Shocker exposes Kid, so he's going to be falling back. But Flapteezy being pretty much close proximity. It might just be a pick right here. Brilliants have already been popped coming from the Lunox, but maybe trying to force the issue right now. Bren Esports respecting the dives, and Lusty gets caught out. Flickers away, but still having Ace picking him off. It's a mega kill for the Yuzong. 2 members down, and man, Bren Esports needs to defend for their lives right now.
And honestly, maybe is doing a really good job acting as a threat. Flapteezy is going to clear up the waves as soon as he can, but now Ruby DD is getting into that backline, drops that Salmon Force, gets that free kill, and Bren, they just got to let this one escape here. 10 more seconds till Lusty comes back up, but wait, there is no wave. Oh no, it's going to be Flapteezy who's going to get caught out here, stuck against the wall.
Oh!
That's going to be GG. Burmese Ghouls take the 5th round.
Burmese Ghouls